Well, thank you. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I guess just by way of introduction, it'd be great to know a little about your roles. And obviously, Steve, I know you're in charge of the customer contact center. Is that right with MYOB?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I am the SME
Mm.
support contact center manager.
That's great. And Jess, you work closely with Steve?
Yeah, so when we originally started using the Lisa system, I was the quality coach in the SME Contact Support Centre. So I was working with Steve and the team leaders here around how they use the tool and how we can roll that out within our teams.
Okay.
Since then, we had a restructure in May, and now I'm part of the quality performance team. So I'm with a team of other people that are across different functions in the business, and now we're looking at using Lisa across the entire company. And how we use that within different functions and how we can get it working for different people. So rather than just our contact center, it's across 4 different contact centers now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's brilliant. And I guess I'll be interested to know, how you've seen the evolution. I mean, so have you seen a change in the business since you've added in this technology?
Yeah, I think especially from my side of things, I know that we've been working, especially on a coaching scenario when I'm dealing with agents. For me, being able to log into Lisa and actually just look at the targeted areas that we've set up, it means in a coaching session, and I can actually pinpoint a part of a call rather than listening to an entire 4 hours of a call to say, hey, look, this is that moment in time. I can actually open up the scorecard, turn on the areas that we need to, and have that focused, targeted sessions. And from that, I know, as an example, we've got one of the teams here looking at our survey introduction. So originally, when we had that as part of our scorecard, one of the teams was on 18% of their calls going into the survey, and their score was like 88% satisfaction. Since we've had that targeted approach and being able to work with that team in particular and pushing them a little bit harder and getting that result out, they're now at 50% introduction, and it's at 95% satisfaction. So that's just one team that have really driven that change and being, having that confidence to actually give our customers the right to give their feedback, and actually looking at that really targeted approach to go open the scorecard. This is the statistic that we're looking at. How do we make it better? How do we improve it? And why wasn't it so great in the past? So I'm kind of using that team as a point for other teams to be like, hey, look, if these guys can do it, and this is how we impacted it. And it's a massive change from
And
18%.
That's a 3-week turnaround as
Yeah.
well, just by actually having that tool in place. Already seeing the differences.
Yeah.
Gee, that's amazing. So that's quite a quick impact too, and that's a big number from 18% to 50% of introduction. So that's a very significant uplift. What would you say about the overall usability of the product?
Personally, I love it. Yeah, it's absolutely game changing. I mean, I know for us at the end of last year, we did a project and we had to listen to 4,000 calls in 10 days. And our old product that we were using, if we were listening to a call, you kind of just had to follow the bar along, and you didn't know when people were talking. So if they put them on hold or mute, you had to just wait it out until they picked it up.
Right.
So if you had a 2-hour call, you had to listen to the 2 hours of the call to be sure you didn't miss anything.
Wow.
Within the tool itself, for us, being able to just go, okay, this is a silent gap, I can move on from here. I don't have to listen to the full 2 hours when 30 minutes of it is not actually interacting with the customer. That functionality is amazing. Being able to look at the customer sentiment, their journey, the transfers, everything to do with that one particular call is so visible, and it's really easy to track.
There's actually a really clear correlation as well between the sentiment that Daisee or Lisa picks up on and then the post-call survey responses as well.
Right.
And so what that gives us a bit of confidence in is that, we don't necessarily have to rely on that post-call survey.
Yes.
But instead, we get a really good understanding of what the customer, or how the customer is talking.
Right.
So if we can actually get insights on, why are people calling us? Can we actually fix that at the, at the product level, or make it so that there is a fix that's just seamless to them and they don't even notice? If we can get that insight, and if we're taking, we're probably taking 600, 700,000 calls a year. There'll be 100,000 chats on top of that, and that's just within, our call centers. If you then go that or increase that across all 4 contact centers, you're probably talking easily 1 million interactions. So we've got data coming out of our ears.
Right.
And so it's just what we do with that.
Yes.
It's the important one. You know, you shouldn't listen to somebody complaining about something for years on end and do nothing about it.
True. I guess the last question was really, how would you go if you weren't able to use Daisee? What impact would that have on your business?
I probably wouldn't come to work.
So what happened to Jess?
Yeah. She's packed up and got, no, honestly, yeah, I dread having to open up another system at this point in time, just because of the way that it's so easy and we can click through everything, and the insights that we're getting for our agents, especially just the impact on their day-to-day life is so massive.
Yes.
And that I'd hate to remove that. I'd hate to remove that positivity from it, which we probably wouldn't have if we didn't have Daisee around.
That's a really good, that's a great perspective. Interesting. The positivity, so the ability to give them positive feedback.
Yeah, it's not just you did this wrong at this point in time, because that's the only part of the call I heard. It's, hey, look, within 3 seconds I can load a dashboard and I can show you the stuff that you've done really well. Like that, having that at the top is super cool.
Yes.
This is what you've done really well. This is our areas. This is what we can change. It's not hard to show the wins. And I think that's really important when it comes to a quality assurance or a quality performance perspective, is being able to celebrate those wins as well as fix up some of the other stuff and in product and things like that too. How about you, Steve?
It'd be tough to go back because we've, you could argue that we did a very, very short-term pilot at the end of last year. We then rolled it out into SME, and and so we've been a test group, if you like, for the rest of the business. So we've proven that the tool is really, really valuable.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason to go back. If we had poor uptake and poor usability, then maybe we wouldn't see the insight, or see the value. But I see people using it all the time.
Well, thank you. Look, I wanted to really thank you as well for taking the time today. Also, from my perspective, thank you for your support. So,
thanks, Richard.
All good. Thank you, Richard.